running, never bothered about what could be coming. Every day we danced and life was smiling. We were young and drunk in love.
Hey everyone, welcome to my weeks 9 and 10 pregnancy update with twins. I'm so glad that you guys could join us today. If you guys are new around here, my channel is a motherhood and lifestyle channel. My name is Rachel. I am married to my husband Ryan. We have our daughter Chloe together, and we are currently pregnant. I am currently pregnant with twin babies. Don't know the genders yet, don't know the names yet. So we'll just call them A and B when we need to refer to them at this point. But we are currently pregnant with twins, and I am here today to talk about all the symptoms that I have had over the past 2 weeks. So I am just at the end of my 10th week of pregnancy, and so I'm going to talk about weeks 9 and 10, all the cravings, symptoms I've had, etc. And then I'll tell you guys a little bit about the baby's growth. So let's get started. So starting at the beginning of week 9, I was extremely queasy, really nauseous. I actually ended up throwing up. That's the second time I've thrown up during this pregnancy, and this one was not provoked by brushing my teeth. The last time it was when I was brushing my teeth that made me nauseous, so I threw up. This time was just kind of out of the blue. I just got sick and threw up. But so far those are the only 2 times that I have actually gotten that nauseous. But I have had some pretty bad days, and I would say week 9 was the worst for that. And definitely was the worst for almost all of my pregnancy symptoms. So I had really bad headaches, dizziness, queasiness, nausea, and I've also had a lot of food aversions, especially meat. I really don't want to eat meat at all besides bacon and like a little bit of chicken. I can do chicken in like chicken fried rice or stuff like that I've been making, but I honestly have been so not into meat at all. Not surprising, I was the same way during Chloe's pregnancy, but it just sounds disgusting to me. So I've been trying to get my protein through other sources, yogurt, milk, beans. I have protein shake stuff that I make sometimes, so still trying to get a good amount of protein in, even though I have been averse to meat. So as we went into week 10, the nausea really started to subside and go down. I haven't been nearly as nauseous the past week. I will say still some days it does spike up there, but it's been a lot more manageable, like crazy amounts more manageable. So that's been really good. I have still been pretty dizzy, getting bad headaches. Yesterday was really bad. I had a lot of cramping, pulling in my low back and in my lower abdomen. It was rough. I had to put a heating pad on my back yesterday, just to kind of breathe through the pain that I was having. But everything that I read and talked to my doctors about have said that it's totally normal. My uterus is just stretching, and it's stretching more than normal because I have 2 in there. And so I'm not too concerned about it, but it does give me a little bit of anxiety, I will be honest with you. But I'm working on it. So, yeah, other than that, like I said, headaches and queasiness, the queasiness is less than it was before. Headaches are probably about the same amount, although one day I forgot to drink coffee in the morning, and that day was really bad. So I have 1 cup of coffee every day, and I did not realize how bad my body is used to that 1 cup of coffee every day, because I took 1 out and I had a throbbing, pounding headache all day, and I realized it like way too late to drink a cup of coffee. And I was like, oh, yeah, probably because I didn't drink my coffee, now I'm having caffeine withdrawals. So there's that. The insomnia has continued. So if you guys have watched my previous updates, I wake up in the middle of the night at like 3 o'clock in the morning and have trouble going back to sleep, which sucks because then I'm tired all day. So that has been kind of the same, but my daytime tiredness has started to let up a little bit. So I'm hoping that that one is on its way out as well. So those are like the majority of my symptoms. As far as food aversions go as well. As far as food cravings go, it's still pretty much the same. I've been really into cereal. and really into spicy stuff. Like I made chicken fried rice for dinner and I covered it in sriracha hot sauce. And when I snack, I eat stuff like chips with hot sauce on it, like Frank's Red Hot Sauce or Cholula. So very into that stuff right now. I don't know, it's probably not helping my queasiness and nausea, but you know, I just gotta eat things that tell my body like this sounds good, because I just feel like anytime I try and force myself to eat something that doesn't sound good, then I get really sick. So working on that still. Otherwise, that's pretty much everything. That's all my updates, my symptoms and my food updates and stuff like that. So I do have an update from the doctor. So I went to my OB, the same one that I had with Chloe, and unfortunately I am going to be actually switching OBs just based on a certain policy that they have. So with twin births, you have about a 50% chance, some say 40% chance of requiring a C-section, just because of the heightened chance that there could be a premature birth or there could be an issue involved with one or the other babies. So because of that, you know, there is a heightened chance of needing a C-section, but a lot of moms still do deliver twins vaginally. And since that's the way that I had Chloe, I had been hoping that I could at least try for that. Unfortunately, the office that I'm currently at will not do any twin birth vaginally. So I love them still. I think they're a great practice, but I just decided that because that's super important to me, that was something that was a deal breaker. So I did a lot of research. I talked to a ton of other twin moms, and I ended up finding a really great practice that I will be switching to shortly. And they are going to hopefully be able to go through with a twin vaginal birth. As long as everything is looking good and it's safe for me and the babies, then that's the route that we are going to try to go. Clearly, if there's a reason that I do need to have a C-section, I'm going to end up getting one, just because I want to make sure that the babies are safe and that we do this the right way. But I just am switching purely based on being able to at least have the option when the time comes. So we shall see what happens, but I am excited to be trying this new doctor, and it's a new hospital. It's a really great hospital in Chicago, so very happy to be trying this all out. That being said, I am pregnant in the middle of a worldwide pandemic. So being pregnant during this COVID-19 and quarantine has been complicated. I am a high-risk pregnancy because I have twins, and a lot of the doctor's appointments are getting minimalized or getting turned into phone conferences, you know, like FaceTime doctor appointments, things like that. So it's been kind of difficult to try and figure out what that means for me. Being a high-risk pregnancy, I do need to still go in more frequently, but then they also want to make sure that they're protecting me from exposure. So it's just been kind of one of those situations where it's like a catch-22, like what do you do? What's the safer, better option? So, and that's kind of where everybody's at right now, I feel like, who's pregnant during this time. So it's a little bit confusing. It's a little bit different than being pregnant outside of something so crazy like this. That being said, I think that I am early enough in my pregnancy that hopefully most of this will have subsided by the time I give birth. And so I'm hoping to not have to worry about whether or not Ryan can be there when I give birth in the hospital, or other things like that, or worry about, you know, the baby's getting exposed to something in the hospital and that kind of stuff. So I think that we should be in the clear, hopefully, by the time that we deliver. I do have another update. So my new doctor, I did have a FaceTime meeting with her, and she told me that they tend to not let twins go past 38 weeks and 0 days, just based on, you know, complications that can happen if they get too big and stuff like that. So it's pretty normal. They say that 50% of twins are born before 36 weeks. So I may end up going into labor or needing to have them sooner than that, but at the latest I would be having them on October 7th. So, or at least being induced on October 7th, which is actually kind of funny. If I got induced later on October 7th and I didn't have them until the 8th, that's actually one of my brother's birthdays. So we'll see what happens. I could end up having twins on my brother's birthday, which would be pretty ironic because his daughter was born on my sister's birthday. So that's kind of cute and like silly. But we'll see what happens. I may end up having them in September. We don't know, but no matter when we have them, I just hope that they are healthy and safe and that this whole crazy COVID-19 mess is over with. Okay, so I'm going to read through a little bit on one of the apps so that you guys can know about the size of the babies and everything like that. I'm just gonna read through week 10 since we are at week 10 right now, and then I will show you guys a bump shot. My bump is slightly bigger right now. Oh, I almost forgot. My weight has actually been going down because I have been so nauseous and not feeling great. So my weight has actually gone down. I started out the pregnancy at 155. I went up to 156.5 and I was steady at 156.5 for a while, and then it started dropping back off again. So I have been consistently around 154 for the past week. So I'm sure there's some ounces in there, but somewhere around 154 has been where I have been at now. So I kind of went up a little bit and then back down, but my doctors aren't concerned about the fact that I've been kind of losing just a few pounds, as long as I don't continue to lose a lot of weight, and that I try and start making up for it once my nausea is completely subsided, so that I can still gain enough to be keeping the babies growing and everything like that. But I think as my nausea is getting better, I should be able to do that pretty easily. So we will see. Okay, so let me read a little bit from one of the apps. Okay, so this is from the Ovia app, and it is just letting us know a little bit about the baby's growth. So your twins are growing the beginnings of their teeth, and they are getting bigger and bigger. Your weight gain is about to kick it up a notch as you head into the tail end of your first trimester. But the hormonal turbulence from before is probably almost over. Thank God. Oh my gosh. Your blood volume is going to keep increasing as your twins grow. So you might notice varicose veins or discharge. So something about the blood volume I actually forgot to mention before. Yesterday I was lying down on the couch, and if I held my breath, I could see, basically it looked like a heartbeat in my belly. Like it was just gonna be bouncing, kind of like this. And I ended up looking it up, and it's kind of cool. There's an abdominal aorta that pumps your blood, and because you are pumping so much more blood, especially with a twin pregnancy, it's just kind of obvious in the belly area when you're laying down or after activity or something like that, that you can kind of see it bouncing. Because I knew it couldn't have been the twins moving because it's still too early for that, but I just thought it was kind of cool. It's just like a weird thing about pregnancy. Your twins are about the size of a kumquat, about 1 1/4 inches long, and they are beginning to develop tiny human features like teeny tiny hair, the buds of baby teeth, elbows and other joints that are bending, and if it is a boy, the testes are beginning to produce that ever so masculine hormone, testosterone. Wow. Your baby's hearts aren't the only thing moving either. They are starting to move around enough that you might even be able to see them in an ultrasound scan, which your healthcare provider may perform at your next appointment. Like I said, I'm at the end of my 10 weeks now. We won't get another scan until 12 weeks, but at our 9 weeks, we had really high heart rates actually. We had like 185 and 178, I think, were their heart rates. So if old wives' tales tell you anything, I think that means girls, but we'll see what they end up being, and we'll also see if their heart rates change by the 12-week appointment as well. I hope that I answered all of your questions about this point in my pregnancy, 9 and 10 weeks. If you guys have had any similar types of pregnancy symptoms, make sure you comment it below. If you have any questions about how things are going now, let me know. Make sure that you follow over on Instagram as well, because I do a lot of updates over there. So I'll make sure that I include my Instagram handle here on the screen for you guys. And without further ado, here is my bump update. Thanks again, guys, so much for stopping by, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye.
We were young and we were free and running, never bothered about what could be coming. Every day we danced and life was smiling.